claims over transgender competitors.
What are they saying?
Well, here. World Athletics has hit back at claims made by transgender rights organization regarding the banning of trans athletes from women's events. Right now, they ban them from women's events.
Okay.
The athletics governing body said that the LGBTQ plus rights group Athlete Alley made a number of problematic statements and comments to Newsweek's following the decision by World Athletics to ban transgender athletes from taking part in elite women's competition. The issue of transgender athletes came to the fore after swimmer Leah Thomas, which we talked about, stormed to victory in the women's 500-meter lifestyle NCAA swimming championship. Thompson, who had previously competed as a man, beat an Olympic silver medalist into second place in the women's event. When Leah was racing as a man, he wasn't even in the top 60, I think.
Nope.
Now all of a sudden you transgender to a woman and you beat an Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah.
You didn't swim to the end and came back, and they ain't even they haven't even done the first lap yet.
So you know how people feel about that? Come on now.
Since then, questions have been raised about whether male to female transgender athletes have an advantage over women. Why is this even a conversation?
I don't even understand.
Why is there a question if they have an advantage? They do. Here's the thing.
You just said with Mike Tyson with a wig on has an advantage.
Then if you're going to be like that and say they don't have an advantage, then get rid of female and male sports then. Everything should be the same.
Oh, blended.
Women should run against the same ball.
No, that's not gonna happen.
Women box.
That's not gonna happen.
Everybody boxes. Everybody at UFC. No women fighting against. It's women. Everybody fights against everybody.
I think the problem is that each transgenders, when they're transitioning to the new gender, each body is different.
Exactly.
The body mass, the medicines they're taking, the hormones, all of that is different.
Yes.
So as if they're transgendering into a new sex,
yes,
they could be stronger. They can even still be strong, and maybe not as I don't know.
It says since then, questions have been raised about whether male to female transgender athletes have an advantage over women athletes, as trans women could have higher testosterone levels and greater size and strength.
Yes,
Leah is turning into a female right now on this picture.
She looks like a man. Yes, with the big legs. Look how big her legs are.
She looks like she could take her hand and smash that lady's head next to her. Why is she racing against her?
She's the size of Michael Phelps, the male swimmer.
She bigger than Michael Phelps.
Yes. Transitioning to a female. One of the things that they were saying as the female athletes, they said a lot of them, they got scholarships. They're getting money for being a part of this sport. She comes in, beats them all, and a lot of them have lost their money. They lost their sponsorships. They lost because they don't even get a chance to be number 3.
And that's what I'm saying. Then they get mad at conservatives for putting an all-out war against transgender, which I don't agree with either.
Right.
But because you force this stuff down people's throats, they totally, like I said with PETA, they totally turned off. You could have had people that been more sympathetic to animals.
Right.
And you know what? Maybe I'll only eat.
We understand.
Maybe I'll eat meat once a week or something.
Exactly.
But because you throwing pain on people.
You ram it down our throats.
Ramming it down our throats. You step over a human being to save a dog. You don't care about whatever is going on with black people or other people in this country.
Mankind
but
in general.
An animal locked in a cave gets all of your attention.
Boo-hoo.
You've done that so much to where people don't even care about PETA anymore.
You kind of like we're losing we're not even interested anymore.
And that's how people feel about transgender. Yeah. I don't agree with going to the extreme where they go ridiculous, like against the law to do this. If you're transgender,
what DeSantis is doing.
Yeah, it's like he's a war against transgenders.
Really? I'm like, dude.
But when you put this woman, this She-Hulk, next to these little tiny women, You might as well put Wonder Woman up there. I don't think Wonder Woman should swim against normal women.
No, she shouldn't, because she has powers that come from on high. Let it be an equal playing field. Mm-hmm. But like you even said,
Wonder Woman shouldn't swim with women. Leah shouldn't swim with women. She-Hulk shouldn't swim with women.
I use the example of Bruce.
Bruce Jenner shouldn't swim against women.
Think about Bruce Jenner in his top days as an Olympic.
Even Bruce Jenner now can swim against women.
We don't want Bruce Jenner as Caitlyn now. Yes. Doing sports against all
and guess
women.
What? Caitlyn says she agrees.
See?
She doesn't think that transgender, male to female, should compete against women.
The women. Thank you. Now, you're getting this straight from Caitlyn.
And Caitlyn is getting a lot of pushback from the transgender community because of that.
Oh, my God.
But she knows because she knows she's different than every other woman.
And she can speak to that because she is an athlete who has transgender to another sex.
Thank you.
What better person, what better spokesperson, Olympic winner can say, I agree with what the world is saying. I'm sorry. I'm Caitlyn now, but I shouldn't compete with other women.
Do I understand your plight? Yes, I do. Trust me. I understand I don't personally understand, but I understand what it must feel like to transgender from one sex to another. Yeah. And you have a professional you're a professional athlete, or you're somebody in a position, and now because you're transitioning, people see you different, or you can't continue to do your job. Right. But that is what it is. Yeah. If I'm a stewardess or whatever you call them, a flight attendant, and I gain 100 pounds, I can't expect to still be a flight attendant.
If you don't fit the criteria anymore,
I can't do it anymore.
You can't do your job anymore. Then you need to be let
go. You gotta pivot to something else.
Do something else.
If Mike Tyson wants to transition, I'm sorry. You can put a wig on or do whatever you want. But if you walk in that ring looking like Mike Tyson
and built like Mike Tyson, because think about it, even if a Mike Tyson was a transition to a female,
he could still be
there's
like
still
Mike
some muscles in Mike Tyson's body that would knock your face off.
This is the part where I understand. Some people have transition for a long time. Okay. So they no longer have that makeup. And I agree.
That body mass is different.
You wouldn't even know. You'd be like, I look like a woman. My body frame is like a woman. Right. I sound like a woman. I don't have the testosterone levels.
I'm not as strong as I used to be.
So why do I have to not be able to run with women? I understand. But it's these Leahs that's messing y'all up.
Right. That's
just transitioning, who literally got a hair job, and now you racing against women.
What was the character that what's his name played on
Living Color?
You talking about Living Color?
Yes.
What was that character?
Jim Terry, Wanda, whatever. Not Wanda.
Whatever the name was. Hello. My name is
No. So there should be some kind of test.
Yeah.
I need to see your testosterone level. And you know what? I'm going to be fair.
What?
If you're a woman and you're a She-Hulk, no. You're not getting in the ring with little girls and you built like an Amazon.
As far as boxing is concerned, they size you as far as you're in the group with your size.
But we know some women.
Difference with that.
But we know some women who have a hand that could snatch my head. Right?
Big hands.
And she is a female born woman.
Knock your teeth out.
I don't think she should swim against anybody because she's a man in a woman's body.
You know what? So maybe people have been saying as other options, maybe have their own category. It's a hard one. I don't know. Not everybody's transitioning to a new trend. Are there a lot of transgenders?
Even if you a male
athletes,
if you a man, born a man, and you weak, and if somebody push you hard enough, you will crack every bone. Why are you playing football? It's just some sports. It's just you can. I'm sorry,
but this lady right here, this transgender right here, who's on the top, she looks like a man. Yeah. I'm sorry. You look like
and
a
was
man.
Just competing against men, and you wasn't. Here's the other thing, too. Let's say that she was competing against men as a male and was still top of the class. Then then people will be like, look, she can't go nowhere. She gonna be top.
Yeah.
Whether she, it's like Michael Phelps. If Michael Phelps transitioned to a woman, people might be more sympathetic because they would say, look, Michael Phelps is winning as a man. Gold medals.
Yeah.
He's gonna win as a woman. Of course. But this person wasn't even in the top 60, 70
but
people.
People still say, though, that's unfair, though.
It's unfair.
Even if Michael Phelps did transition.
It's unfair, but I think it's worse when you see somebody who was a lousy athlete when they was competing against men.
In their male category.
And now all of a sudden you swimming laps around women because now you transition.
And we all sitting there going, of course.
So no.
So that's a hard one. This is going to be ongoing because they got to now change the laws, the rules on how these athletes are going to be competing.
Wendy says they should have their own category, just like everybody else.
Yeah.
Every day we're talking about LGBTQ. Yeah. Every day. Okay. Emerald says transgender women should compete against transgender women and vice versa. Wendy says, what about female transgenders competing with men? Same thing.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't want a woman who transitioned to be a man to get in the ring with Mike Tyson. It's just, unless
if she's that size, I guess.
But she may not have the muscle mass. But it doesn't matter.
They're saying they built their bodies to get to that because they're trying to transgender to that sex.
Yeah.
So what is needed for a woman to become a man?
But even women who transition to be men, a lot of them still don't have the muscle. Let me tell you something. I've had somebody who was skinny as a man hold my hands and I couldn't get away.
Right. The strength that he had.
And he's skinny. So it doesn't matter. Men have a higher muscle tone.
But we just said.
Oh, if it's a she-male?
A
she-all.
If it's a she.
You're right.
Some women are strong.
You're right. I know some women.
Just like a man.
You're right. I know some women that can crush his head with her hand.
So I don't even know now what can they do.
I know women that can crush walnuts with their hands.
Yes.
And I've given it to a man and they were struggling. I'll be like, girl, give it to her. She'll do it. She'll take that walnut and go crunk. What else you need? Can you take this a cap? Can you undo this screw on this car? And she go right there and undo it.
And they solid. When you touch their arm, they solid. It's not flab.
Nope.
They solid women. So I don't even know anymore what they gonna do with the sports thing.
Maybe do more of do people match you physically more than whatever gender they are? Maybe they should do that. Because some men can't. Right now they have co-ed football.
Yeah.
So there's some little boys who that's all they gonna ever play.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna never play no NFL. So maybe there should be a sport where another league where it's male or female. It doesn't matter as long as you guys are all around the same build. It doesn't matter.
That's gonna be a hard one.
If you're a girl and you can kick as far as a boy, you can be on the team. If you're a boy and you can, if you're
a girl that's thick and you can block just like another fullback,
you can be on that team. Maybe a co-ed team. And leave this other sports stuff alone.
Yeah. I think the team thing is a little bit easier versus the individual ones. That's the problem.
Yeah.
These individual sports when you're like one-on-one kind of.
Yeah,
that's
are
where
hard.
It's hard.
Yeah.
But
because who can go against you?
She will win every swim meet.
Well, it's funny how we talking about this because staying on the line, I guess it'll be along the lines. Parents sue Kettle Moraine School District over gender pronoun decision. Yeah. 2 sets of parents are suing the Kettle Moraine School District for a decision they say violated their constitutional rights as parents. A court fight is currently happening over Waukesha County School District's decision to allow students to change their name and preferred pronouns without parental consent. The court battle stems from 2021 incident when a student at the middle school wanted to transition from female to male and use the new pronoun in school.
That's what DeSantis is signing against in the state of Florida. The pronouns, all of that,
Okay, I can argue both sides to this. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The obvious side is, what are we doing? My son can go to school and start calling himself a girl, and you don't have to tell me? As a parent, that is taking away my parental rights, because I need to know what's going on with my child. And you spend more time with my child than I do.
Right.
I have to work 8 hours a day. They're with you 8 hours a day. Why should I be penalized for having to go to work to put food on the table and make sure that my child can go to school because you spend more time with them?
Again, are they saying that the school does not have to inform the parent?
They don't have to tell
if
them.
the child is acting in gender,
if your child
re-identification
home,
kind of thing.
If you dress your child as a boy and he goes to school and changes into a dress in the washroom and wants to be called Karen, that is what the school is going to do. And they don't have to tell you that as a parent. So the parents are saying, no.
You tell me
what's going on with my child.
Yes.
Now, the argument on the other side of it is, because transgender is so new to everybody, what parent is most parents are not going to support that.
So a kid
then a freer ends up committing suicide or ends up being depressed because their parent doesn't understand that, where the school might understand it and might be like, it's almost like, let's take away transgender and use another example.
Okay.
Let's say you went in a home, you're a white girl, and you have parents who say, you're not dating anybody black.
Okay.
I don't even want you to talk to black kids.
Exactly.
No friend. You should not be a friend to somebody black.
Okay.
We don't do black in this house.
Right.
They go to school.
The
teacher notices they have a friend that's black.
A black friend. They're dating a guy that's black.
Or not even date, just a friend.
Okay.
Somebody they talk to in class. They maybe giggle with each other. It's a friend.
Right.
Do you tell the parent that? Because you know the parent don't want them talking to nobody black.
But why?
Or do you say, you are racist and that's a prejudiced thought? Our school is way more advanced than that.
Here's the thing. I see where you're going with that. And if you think about it this way, I as a teacher, and I am paid to teach your child. I'm not paid to be social worker to say, hey, Mom, your daughter is hanging out with a black guy.
Okay.
That's not my job.
But then you agree with them. They say they don't have to tell the parents.
I get it now.
See?
Because think about it. Why do I need to call you?
Okay. To tell you that your son is wearing a dress.
Communicate with you. The fact is, you need to be concerned that I'm teaching him the right grammar and
you're doing
reading and mathematics.
So you're going along the lines of the people that said
why.
That's why the school is saying it is not our responsibility to tell the parent that Bob wants to be called Karen.
And if the parent is in tune with their kid, when they discern that or know that or figure that out.
Now, on the other side of the argument, somebody may say, but you spend 8 hours with my child, and when he comes home, he's not wearing a dress.
The only thing I need to say to you as a parent is if your child has brought a weapon to school.
Okay, something that can harm
He's endangering other kids.
Okay.
Him wearing a pink tutu,
right?
I can care less.
Okay.
He's being free. I'm assuming his parent is like okay with it.
No, they don't know.
No, she may have bought it. I don't know because I'm not getting personally into your life.
Right.
Abbott Elementary had an episode where what's her name's character got involved with the mom. First of all, one of the mothers she assumed was a chewing gum mom that didn't really care because her mom had she had a business that was very kind of sensual and sexual, and she had tattoos all over her body. So she had a what's the word when we already have an ideal of who you are?
Right. Preconceived.
Yeah, that prejudice, thinking that you are a certain way.
Right.
That mother was very involved with her kid's life, knew everything that went on. And even when they were having problems with the school being turned to a charter school, that mom was the one that stepped up and helped them be saved from being taken as a charter.
Right.
So a lot of times as a parent, you can't get too involved. You got to be very careful and tread lightly if there's concerns with the child. Like if you're thinking there's abuse, if you're thinking there's certain things that you probably can say, ooh, to the principal, I think John is being abused.
Right.
Not John is wearing a pink tutu.
Okay, so then now do you see both sides of the argument?
Yeah, I do.
Now you see where people that's against like what DeSantis is saying is that that's not your responsibility as a school
as a teacher
to tell the parents that your child is transgender.
Yeah.
My job is to teach you reading, writing, and whatever.
And make sure everybody is safe.
But then on the other side, what does DeSantis and them say? Why do I have to call your son a girl?
He's saying he goes all the way. Teachers don't even need to say whatever the pronoun is.
He don't even want to name the pronoun. But you know what? Why do you have to name pronouns?
I know.
Why can't you just name what their name is?
Yeah, you're safe there, right?
Why you have to say little girl, little boy, sit down? Why can't you say Tommy, sit down with your big giant head?
Whether he calls himself Tommy or Tammy.
My name is Tammy.
Well, sit down, Tammy. Sit down, Tammy. Whatever your name is. What your name is. Tammy, sit down. So I don't know. I'm glad you brought up that example.
See, it's different. It's touchy.
Of a racist family who don't want their child to be with that particular race.
But then when they in school, they probably talk to black kids and stuff.
And I can care less because I'm a teacher that's needing to teach.
So am I supposed to get on the phone and tell Billy Bob that your little girl, your little girl got a little black friend over here?
Nope. Because me calling could even get the kid that she's talking to in trouble.
That's the problem. That's why we go to the next story.
Oh, really? This is transitioning.
Transitioning to the next story. Students walk out in response to the pronoun policy.
Oh.
They don't want you telling their parents that they are, if they're transgender, and they come to school and change up their names or whatever, because of what you said, they may get in trouble when they go home because their parents might not be as forward thinking as maybe the kids in the school are. So a few hundred high school students walked out of school Wednesday afternoon in response to the Moore County Board of Education's newly adopted Parents' Bill of Rights, a solidarity with the students that critics of the new policy fear it will endanger. On the edge of the Pencrest campus chants of protect trans youth and we exist passed over 75 or so students had a smaller group of parents and other supporters gathered on the opposite side of the street to protest. A demonstration had been planned for a week even before the school board passed the policy. Now, most of my friends, this is somebody speaking, most of my friends are trans and I know that they're closeted for a lot of different reasons due to home life, said Morgan. This bill is just going to put a lot of trans people in very harmful situations. If they prefer to be called another name and they want you to keep it private, there is probably a really good reason why. I was enraged really because it's not only an invasion of privacy, it's putting people in a lot of bad situations at home. A similar but reportedly larger walkout went on simultaneously at Union Pines High School. So these kids are fighting back. They're fighting back, saying the parents are saying you taking away our rights, and the kids at school are saying no, because you're in a whole nother, you may not understand what's going on, you trapped in another entity world. We progressive here.
Right.
And so if there's a kid who has to do all of this, there's a reason why he's doing all of that or she's doing all of that. And maybe it's because at home they can't. So I look at it free. Even though it's not the same as Jim Crow laws, and because I know black people hate when we compare homosexuality with black being racist and stuff like that. But the similarity is similar.
It's civil rights.
When they started allowing black people to go to school, then you have a whole case of, there was white kids in that school that their parents said, I don't care how many black kids is in that school, you don't talk to them.
Right.
And that there was some white kids who did talk to them.
Right.
And they know they couldn't say that when they went home because they would be in trouble.
To a school, to me, it's just hitting me. School to a lot of kids, even when we were in school,
is a haven.
That's your haven. That's your time to shine and know people and your gifts be, out there, whether you're an athlete, whether you're a singer, whether and you are in a group of safety.
And you also meet people of different ethnic backgrounds.
And like we were saying early,
and stuff like
they may go back to a home that's just uncomfortable for them.
Yeah.
Or a home where they don't understand their freedom to wear their hair pink and to wear tutu as a boy or whatever. So
I challenge, this is my challenge.
Wow. I
have to fall on one side. I fall on the side of the students.
Me too.
And let me tell you why. I agree with what you said. If there is a connection that you have with your child, your child shouldn't be one of the ones that totally becomes a whole butterfly
another person
when they go to school.
So that means you and the parent is not on the same page.
That tells me you don't know what's going on with your child in school. I would know if people was calling my child Karen. If his name is Charles. I would know that. Because I'm going to know who your friends are. I'm going to know when I drop you off and pick you up. If I hear Charles, Karen, you know they're going to make a mistake. Karen. Charles.
I'm sorry, honey.
Did you call my son Karen?
I'm sorry. What?
And then that's a conversation I would have with my son.
That was
are you called Karen when you go to school?
I love the old school episodes, y'all. I got to bring them up. Bill Cosby show. The situation with the kids. The mom and dad, Bill, Dr. Huxtable and his wife, Clara, set the kids down. And they wanted to be really clear communication-wise because something had happened recently. Are you guys feeling free to tell us what happens with you and your friends in school? And the kids was like, you guys act crazy when we say certain things. We can't go to you if my friend is pregnant or things like that. And the parents was kind of like stung.
Yeah.
I want you guys to come to us for anything that happens in your life, good or bad. Some kids can't do that with their parents. Not every parent is that open. Not every parent. And there will be parents who may not know some stuff.
So this is the part, because I know people say our show is all over the place.
Yeah,
because we're conservative and we're liberal.
Yeah.
So this is the part where I'm liberal.
Okay.
We keep telling y'all we're not straight down the line.
We're not.
I don't vote straight Democrat. I don't vote straight Republican. I'm not straight liberal. I'm not straight conservative.
Thank you.
I don't vote always on the Christian side of stuff because some Christians are nutty buddies.
Thank you.
And then there's sometimes where it is what it is. God says it is.
Cut and dry.
It's cut. I'm not going to call God she, he, it, that, ooh. And if you want to call God she, I don't care.
That's you.
Did your she God get you through what you needed to get through?
Look,
then call God whatever you want. When Moses said, what do you call me? He said, I am.
Fill in the blank. I am your Jehovah Jireh. I am.
God didn't say
your Jehovah Nisi. I am.
He didn't. The Bible didn't say Moses. The burning bush said, call me the God
Yahweh.
of woman.
Yahweh.
The God of man.
Only
he said,
use
call
Yahweh.
me, I am that I am.
The God of Abraham.
That don't have no gender. So whatever floats your boat, I don't care what you call them. Just call them.
Thank you.
Mike says, hi ladies. Hi everyone.
Hi.
Emerald says, so I can start saying that I am a white woman and claim that on my legal documents. Yes. If I wasn't so proud about being black, Emerald, I would identify as a white woman.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of being black that I can't even pretend to be a white woman.
And be happy
for a good credit score
you're in.
But to change, if I wasn't proud to be black, I would go down to the courthouse and say I identify as being a white woman. Change all my legal documents.
I wouldn't.
My credit score go up.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, you proud to be black.
I'm proud to be who I am.
I'm proud to be who I am.
How God has created me.
Yep.
And I'm living in my skin. Hopefully not confused, like some people could be confused and just think that they this and that. I don't know.
Emerald, I'm going to go a step further. I believe that I'm a skinny woman. I'm trapped inside of a big woman's body.
Some heavy women do.
Beyonce said that she's a fat woman trapped inside of a skinny woman's body.
She says that.
Yeah, she says
she likes to eat.
She likes to eat. She said anytime she stops exercising, she'll be 500 pounds.
Oh, okay. So she got to keep working.
So I'm going to do the opposite. I'm a skinny woman, and I'm trapped inside of a heavy woman's body.
One of my coworkers had we were talking about our animals, and she had a cat, and her cat, she had him for years. The cat was getting big. Real big, but young. She said, my cat for some reason thinks he's skinny.
Yeah, he thinks he's skinny.
He'll go through a tight a space and he be trying to squeeze through it. She's like, what is wrong with him?
How many times have you seen big women wear 18 sizes smaller than them?
Ooh, you like, ooh, those clothes are hurting.
So, but there are skinny women trapped inside of a fat man.
Those clothes is in pain.
But see how far that gets you when you try to get on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Walk up to the guy and say, yeah, I'm going to get on this roller coaster. And he'll go, I'm sorry, man, there's a weight restriction. Excuse me, sir. I'm a skinny woman trapped inside of a big woman's body. Well, the big woman's body can't get on this roller coaster.
Because the scale is showing what the big woman's size is. And that's truly your size.
So, Emerald, you can go get any legal things you want. But if the police pull you over...
How do they see you?
You're gonna be like, I'm a white woman. Look at my paperwork. He gonna be like, if you don't get out this car and come.
That was when in the documentary that I was telling you guys to see. The guy was saying this to his kids as far as what's your ethnicity, what's your background, and they was naming his Puerto Rican,
Latino.
He said, what does the cop see you as
black
when he's pulling you over? A black man,
and that's vice versa. Because we have our grandmother was light, and some people thought she was white. So that's what they see you. And when she was with her husband, who was the darkest man,
dark chocolate,
they saw a black man and a white woman. That's what they saw. So, now when she started talking, they be like, oh, okay, she black. She a light skinned black woman.
Passing.
But far away, they saw a black man and a white woman.
Yeah. And she had a different experience than my dad's mom.
Yes.
Because of her skin color.
Because of her skin color.
Because when we hear grandmas tell their stories, my grandma on my mom's side, light skin, fair skin,
a lot of doors was open to her way more.
Struggles like my grandmother on my dad's side.
She has struggles, but she
not as bad as because of the color of her skin.
The color of her skin. She was able to get into a lot of doors and stuff.
Yeah. So, but back to this, I do understand. I think these kind of laws and these situations that are happening are hopefully pushing parents to get closer to their children. You don't know if your kid is in the basement chopping up chicken legs and skinning cats,
right?
Or planting a bomb. Right. You need to know your kids and get close to them.
Oh, we run out of time.
Okay, go ahead.
YSL attorney